Just things that I've learned
Yeah.
in the past 2 years.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy how you met Vlad in his old shed. Do you know what I mean? And he told you about this. Did you, when he told you about this, did you comprehend what this was going to be? Do you know what I mean? Because this is fucking, it's going to take over the street. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be one of the busiest, if not already, one of the busiest fucking nights. There's more Apollo t-shirts on the street than anything.
Yeah, the branding saturation was definitely a strategic move.
Yeah, it was good.
On the gym's behalf.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Those t-shirts they gave out, I remember last year, they gave us all a t-shirt that came to the first fight night. Everyone got one, which meant he gave up his ticket money on shirts somewhat.
But for the,
Genius.
For the brand awareness,
Yeah.
there's no real measurable ROI from that.
Yeah, correct.
I think it's a genius.
It's the reason he's winning. I agree. Like, that's why he's winning, man. One thing, he's obviously doing a lot of things right, but the key thing that he's doing right here is branding, for sure. I asked him, obviously it's difficult, but I asked him if I was interested, like, about his logo, because I knew he had the other gyms. He showed me the other gyms and stuff. I think he said you'd been over there. Yeah, he fucking told me, man. But he was showing me the pink logo, like the different branding and stuff, man, and the different variations, and even that one there, man. I'm a branding guy. That's what I fucking love. But to me, like that's what he's winning now. That's a tired brand next one. It's a tired brand that's sort of gone up, hasn't innovated, sort of had its peak. Do you know what I mean? It's just not fresh anymore, man. But yeah, I reckon. So my question was, I know you're meant to be asking me questions. Did you realise when he told you then about this project, you know what I mean?
Yeah, once I had the first tour,
So he brought you to the site and goes...
Came to the site, I'd driven past because I was living on the street for 3 months.
Okay.
I already knew
about the street, yeah.
So it wasn't until he came and gave me the tour, like, then this is what's happening.
Next door to this joint.
Yeah, I think there was definitely some... I think we were all a bit like, how's that going to pan out?
Yeah.
You know, what's targeting going to think?
Yeah.
And how
He told me the story. He did. It was cool.
and how many are they going to give us any problems?
Yeah.
That was a big thing.
Yeah. Well, because you go missing in Thailand, right? Then you can go missing, man. Yeah. No, he told me the story, man, and it was fascinating. It was very cool, man. Like he explained to me that you reached out to him, and yeah, the way he went about it, like he just went about it. He's a good businessman. Yeah, I think he was pretty, from what it sounded like, it was open. Told him what he was doing. You know what I mean? Went to them. I think he said he got pushed away at the start. He said, and then eventually saw the guy, the owner, and you know what I mean. They ended up talking, and he ended up saying, "Hey, I think because I was piecing together what he's telling me. I think he was saying as well." He explained that it was going to be open on this side and tried to sort of get their input and stuff.
He met it head on.
Yeah. He didn't try and snake him, pretend it wasn't thing, man. But then, the Russians, you know what I mean? I don't know. You pick your battles, don't you? I don't know. I think it was a Thai guy, he told me.
Thai.
Yeah, it was a Thai guy.
Once upon a time, I was here in America.
That's right.
And then
There was a divorce in there, he was telling me as well, yeah. And one of the missuses cleaned him up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The story old as the sands of time.
Yeah.
Foreign Thailand, set up business, jacks up business.
Yeah. Builds and then loses it all. Fucking hell.
Mate, much fun talking about fight street. Benny, how did you first get into boxing?
Oh, how did I first get into boxing? I've always sort of been interested in it. I've always I used to fight, to be honest. When I was younger, I used to get into a lot of fights, I guess. So I was familiar with fighting. But no, I didn't really get into boxing until 5 months ago. So I guess the short version or the long version is I had a good friend over. So we're here at Apollo Fight Street, Geelong, which is famous, I think, is it? I always get confused. Fit Street or Fight Street? Fight Street. I call it Fight Street too. Yeah, so here Fight Street in Geelong. So last year, we grew up across the road from each other back home. Maddie, he's been coming here for maybe 7 or 8 years, and he'd been boxing and whatever, and been saying to me for a while, Benny, back home we go to the same place. We've got a caravan up on the beach, and I always go there, and he always sort of come here. And last year he finally got me to come, and I think Apollo had only just opened. This was in January 2023, 24. January 2024. Apollo was pretty new, but it was all new to me. The whole street was new to me. So Matt found himself training in here, and I think I did we did strength and conditioning. Like I said, I wasn't boxing or anything. I just sort of came to check it out. Did the strength and conditioning, came in here and saw, it was just magic, mate. Like when I walked in, honestly, like just the full open air gym, and I mean, I'm looking at them now, you can't see on camera, but we've got the pro fighters up here training and stuff day and night. It was just a magical place. Slapping of the pads, I just loved it. And then, long story short, I'm a little bit older than Maddie. Maddie was here with his mates, and they were a bit younger, so they decided to go to PP Island for a weekend. And that just so happened to be on the weekend that Apollo had fight night number 1 here. So I just thought, well, I'm not going to PP Island, I can't keep up with these young blokes. So I stayed here. I came to the fight night on my own. I was actually just sitting behind here. And I just watched the fights, and I just remember just thinking like, this is mad. The fights were crazy, and the whole like this open air gym. It was just an awesome night. I hadn't really at that point. I wasn't thinking boxing or anything, but I booked a PT with the owner Vlad, who I met through doing the strength and conditioning, and Matt had been doing PTs with him, and I just did a PT, and his first question was, "What do you want to do?" And he's Russian, right? He goes, "You want to fight, or you want to box?" When he asked me that question, that was the moment, man. I just remember thinking, I don't want to do boxercise, you know what I mean? And then that's what I just said to him, I said, "Fight." So I want to learn how to fight. And then I stood there and I think I did about 500 jabs in the lesson and maybe a couple of rights, and that was it. And I said to him at the end of the lesson, I said, this is awesome. I reckon if I go home and like, I just wasn't fit at all. Like, so it's hard to put into perspective. Like, I'm 46 now, so I was 45 then. I'm completely off the couch, wasn't really doing any fitness at all, right? And I just said to him, which I had no right, I said, if I figure out how to fight, if I come back, will you give me a fight? I said, of course, brother. And that was it. I literally went home. I went home, didn't stop thinking about it. I think at Easter, I was away with family at Easter. Said to me, mate, Nath, who does a bit of jiu-jitsu and he's a bit game. I just had this itch to fight. So we had these 8-ounce gloves from the kids. So let's fight too. So we were in the caravan park fighting and stuff. So it started building from there. First time I saw the kids' boxing gloves, so I didn't have any boxing gloves or anything. And then, then I decided, all right, I've got to get fit. First thing is, if I'm going to do a boxing camp or get into a fight, I'm going to have to get fit first. Let's see if I can do that. So with a good friend, shout out Nick from the Valley Wolves back home, the godfather of the mighty Valley Wolves basketball team, good friend of mine asked me to do high rocks with him. And it was in May in Melbourne. Again, had no right, but Nick was like, you can do it, man, let's do it, we'll do it together, rah, rah. I thought, all right, let's do this. If I can do this, if I can get through this, then I should be able to, learn to fight and hopefully do a fight camp. So go through the months of training. Honestly, at that time, I remember thinking, like, fighting will be easy compared to this. That's what at that time, because it was brutal, man. Doing these wall balls and burpees, broads, like, honestly, that's what I thought. I was like, I had no idea. I was like, there's no way fighting's going to be this hard, you know what I mean? So anyway, we did the high rocks, and that was in May in Melbourne, and one of the best experiences ever. Anyone out there, if you ever want to get off the couch and get fit, like, look into high rocks, because that was the thing. I think that that was the thing that I guess that built me, that got me to the point. This is exactly what happened. Did the high rocks, and in the back of my mind, that's what I was doing. I was like, and we were going away as a family, So the day after High Rocks, we were going away for a month, right? So what happened was, Sunday of High Rocks comes, and I was nervous, man. Like, I was with like doing it with a partner, so I was like, I don't want to let him down. Like this thing was, it was a race, and the dude I was doing it, he wasn't there to, he wasn't there to fuck spiders, man. He was there to win, or not win, or he was there to lay it down, man. We both were, So yes, I was nervous, but we did it, man. We were on a high. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had. And then that next day, I woke up the next morning, and that was the day I sent Vlad a message, man. And I said, hey, brother, do you remember me? I was the tall dude or some shit like that, you know what I mean? But literally, man, you know what I mean? And he hit me back and he said something, well, I love to hear that, brother. I remember. Let's do it. Something like that, you know what I mean? And then, I said to him, then we went away for the month. Still never been into a boxing gym, so I'd essentially booked me fight. And I'd eventually booked my fight. I'd said it would be in January. At this point, we knew it would be in January. And I still hadn't walked into a gym. We went away for the month. The whole time I was just itching, just wanted to get home, you know what I mean? So I could start training. Got home and walked into a gym, and this changed my life as well, right? And this is what makes polo so magical, but boxing so magical. These gyms, if you've never been to a boxing gym, you got to go to one, right? These things, boxing gyms change people's life, and they're magical places because of it. Does that make sense? They just have this sort of energy that you walk into. But anyway, had no right. Had my mate Matty brought me over here, told him I was going to do the fight. I said, he was the first person I messaged, said, hey dude, you remember Vlad? I told him I'm doing a fight. He's going, okay, you know what I mean? But anyway, he drove me around a pair of boxing gloves. I didn't have any gloves, so he goes, I'll lend you some gloves. And he told me a gym to go to. He said, hey man, go and see this dude at this gym. So I went to, shout out to Pep at Empire Boxing in Thomastown in Melbourne, Australia, man. Walked in those doors, imagine this, right? 46-year-old grown man, right? Walked in and they didn't know me at all. No one knew me in this back room. And said, Pep, yeah, mate, Ben, I'm a friend of Matt's, you know what I mean? I think I said to him, book this fight in Thailand. Don't know how to fight, but will you teach me? And he was like, who are you? You know what I mean? But once he jerried Matt and he's gone like that, man, this gym, it's not a big gym. There's maybe 80 of us that float through, 60 to 80 of us. Every single one, as they started to hear about what I was doing, they all started dropping knowledge, taking me aside, and then so what I did then, at that point it was 16 weeks, so I knew I'd booked a flight to Thailand here on the 1st of December. So I knew I'd booked a flight and I knew I was going to fight in January. That's all me and Vlad sort of agreed to at that point. So I walked in, there was 16 weeks the day I started in Melbourne to get myself ready for Vlad. So in my mind I was like, oh, I've got to figure this out, I don't want to let Vlad down, right? So I walked into Empire and those guys took me under their wing and I just basically lived in the gym there, built a little gym at home, put the little the tape on the ground, hung a bag, and I did a 16-week plan broken up into 4 plans, and I got ChatGPT to tell me if you were doing this and explaining the situation to old ChatGPT. It spat me out a bit of a plan, starting with footwork into basic straight punches and sort of to move up, and that's what I did. Like literally every day I worked from home. So every day for that 16 weeks, and I did a calendar and I marked every session that I did so I could see it and hold myself accountable, and I did that, and I bought that worked out to be 4 sheets or whatever, so they're in the apartment here, and I've carried that on. But that's what I did that, and then thanks to those guys, it's the boxing gym that did it. Does that make sense? I walked into this gym, I didn't know anyone, and they literally just took me in as family, and they just taught me how to fight, they taught me how to think, and they just treated me like family, man, and just took the bug to the next level, because I felt like I was part of something. So I was just loved going to the gym and learning from the boys. And then, as time does, here I am, dude, you know what I mean? Like, as time does, the next thing you know, it's 4 weeks out, didn't feel real, still didn't feel real, I was just learning to box and stuff. And then touchdown here, and I just brought 2 of my kids, so I was separated. My wife and my middle daughter Lexi stayed home, and I brought Ace and Brixton over with me, and we got here on the first day, and would you believe on the first day, dude, broke my toe. You remember? The very first day, man. So that threw me, for sure. And then, I don't know, like, just being here, dude, like, I don't want to go home, you know what I mean? Like, this place, I walked in the gym with Brixton on the first day, and I didn't even know if Vlad would remember me. We did, it's not like we messaged a million times, do you know what I mean? Like, said I was coming, told him I booked the flights. It was like, you know what I mean? It was pretty, we were just, it wasn't like we were touching base every 2 weeks going, hey, I'm still coming. Does that make sense? So when I got here, I was like, kind of hoping like he'd remember me, do you know what I mean? Well, I knew he would. I'm overplaying it a bit, but walked in, man, and his face lit up, and I was like, let's fucking go, do you know what I mean? Yeah, we're right. He came straight up to me, man. We embraced, and I knew then, like, I was like, let's fucking go, you know what I mean? Like, for sure, man. And I knew, because I wasn't sure as well, he'd be interested to hear this, maybe, Vlad, but I wasn't sure if he was going to coach me. I didn't know that either. Like, I wasn't sure if, I'd go with, if he's too busy. Like, he's running, like, he's got 5 gyms. He's got gyms in Russia. He's over here. Do you know what I mean? So I honestly didn't think, I hoped he was going to coach me, but I wasn't expecting it, if that makes sense. And I actually read back on my message, and my first message, I strategically said, I want to come back. That first message I said to him was, I want to come back and get coached by you. So I think I put that in the message back then. Planted that seed. But so for me, like, I just feel super blessed, man. Like, I've got to meet you guys and everyone in the gym, all the trainers and stuff. I spent 2 months here with my family, and it just feels, it's a magical place. And anyone that wants to get fit or just wants to go on a holiday and do something different, these, Apollo's one, but this street is littered with different types of fitness and functional fitness or whatever. But you've got to go over to Geelong here, I reckon, in Thailand and check it out, because it's a different place. Yeah, give it a crack. I forgot I was fighting telling that story. Fuck, I'm fighting, Arnold.
Russell Crowe, mate, fighting all over the world.
Oh, shit. So that was a long version, man. But
that's the best version.
Yeah, that's what happened, man. And Vlad's just a freaking legend, and all of the trainers here, and the same thing here, right? So as exactly what happened back home at Empire, as people started, the guys in the gym started, oh, this dude's fighting, you know what I mean? They started to surround me and help me and lift me, and does that make sense? Same here, right? There's so many people passing through the gym, and there's so many people here long term, like, it's just a full community. People, you start to feel, once people started hearing I was fighting and there's other guys doing their first fight as well, you just see everyone getting around each other, and the people in the gym going, oh, you fighting? And they get around you, man. It's sick, man. It's awesome.
That's Saturday night fight fever contagion. It's contagious.
It is contagious. And I tell you, how many days out from the fight are we? Are we 3 sleeps? 3 sleeps from the fight. And correct me if I'm wrong, you're the matchmaker. And I still don't know what I'm fighting, dude. And I know you do. I'm cool, man. But you know what, and what I've learned, that's the thing that most people are fascinated about, believe it or not. Like, from day dot, from 5 months ago back home, that's the number one question. Do you know who you're fighting? And for me, that's the number one, that's the thing that's the least important to me. And that's why I haven't really busted your balls for it, because it's out of my control. Does that make sense? I figure, like, me knowing who's going to be punched, it's not going to change, and it's not going to change anything. So
they're going to be around your way.
Are they? Around here, we're in Thailand. Yeah, man, I'm in, dude. I'm fighting. Whoever you put there, Andy, I'm fighting, man. So.
It could be 2 lady boys.
Yeah. Can I tell this story? I'm going to tell this story, right? So how when we first met, so when we first come into the gym, and you had no idea it was all, or even that I was coming, right? And I introduced myself, and then you were like, oh, you're fighting. Well, and you let me know that you did I do the, do the match-ups. And I said, and you said to me, you go, who do you want to fight? Do you want to fight an inter or a Thai? And I'm like, the fuck's an inter? I go, and I said to you, I go, what? Who's an inter? And you go, an international. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I go, because I'd been to the gym and I'd seen all the Russian and Uzbekistan, all the pros here at Apollo. Savages. I'm like, Russian. And you pissed yourself laughing. We literally just met and you go, dude, I don't think I can find a Russian that won't kill you. At that point I said, dude, you just pick me someone.
Yeah. It's any country ending in Stan, any of the Ruskies,
Yeah.
probably not going to be a fair matchup.
Yeah, true. And then not long after that, we saw those crazy fights, the Giga fights on the side of the... Yeah. So I was like, I'll just let you just do your thing, dude.
Leave it to me, mate.
Yeah.
Leave it to me. So what's been your most memorable experience so far in Thailand?
It's probably like a collective of just me, Ace, and Brixton like training together and just moving together. That first month, like we've never as a family really been separated. So just the training, see them training with my kids. I look over there because my daughter's there. But literally, the entire best part of this has been the journey of training with my kids, man, and enjoying that, which has been epic. And that's why I did it. That's why I'm doing this. I never set out to do this because I thought I could. Kind of set out to do it because I didn't think I could, and to just go on the journey. Like for me, I'm a bit flat that the fight's on. I don't care about the fight that much. Do you know what I mean? Like I do care and I want to fight it, but that was the journey was the destination for me. I wanted when I left here, it wasn't like I wanted to come back and I wanted to be in the ring and fight and punch someone in the face. That wasn't the urge. Do you know what I mean? It was more to come back and live this lifestyle in this magical place and to do that properly. Do you know what I mean? And then it just evolved into do a fight. You know what I mean? And then it was like, well, if I do a fight, that gives me a reason to stay here longer. And that's kind of how it sort of manifested. And then it's just grown from there, dude.
It's turned into a behemoth.
It has.
But like you're saying that you've definitely, I think, taken the right approach. Falling in love with the journey and not getting too fixated on the fight, that's the play.
Yeah.
That is the number one way to do it. Like psychologically and like you just said, just doing it with the kids and getting to spend that level of quality.
And they've been training at Empire as well, right? So it's not just here when we got here. They came on the journey with me. Brixton, that first night when I walked into the gym, to the boxing gym, to Empire, I dragged my oldest daughter with me, as you do, and she was my boxing partner. You can imagine how we looked. But for real, like I took her with me, right? Because I was nervous as shit, and Matt had told me to go and talk to Pep, you know what I mean? And we like walk in, which one's Pep, you know what I mean? Like, so it was, like she's been on the full journey with me. She boarded the plane, came here on the 1st of December. She walked in first day. It's her fault I broke my toe, to be fair. Cut that out. Yeah. But lost myself a bit there. But yeah, so the best part, I guess, or the best part has just been the walking into this gym every day and just doing it with my kids and being able to live that life, right? To live that life, I guess, that I wanted to and just experience it.
It really is like a once in a lifetime.
Once in a life, 100%. And you know what? Shout out Joey Varden. He's a legend, one of the English UK coaches here. But he said to me, and I ask everyone, I've asked you, right? I ask everyone that's for, one piece of advice, man, because I'm trying to hack the system here. Whoever I'm going to fight's most likely going to have had more fights, be half my age, more experience. But I'm trying to hack the system with coming in calm, trying to, you know what I mean? So I've asked everyone, and Joey said to me, gave me great advice, man. He said, Benny, you're only ever going to have your first fight once, so enjoy it. He goes, it's the biggest regret that I had from my first fight was that I just built it up so big to be this thing that I didn't enjoy it. And then I had the fight, and then after I was like, that was amazing, why didn't I just enjoy it? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to do, just trying to hack the system. And even sitting here now, it doesn't feel real. Is it real?
You're in the matrix, mate. You've taken the blue pill. It's all nothing.
Until you show me an opponent, maybe it gets real then, you know what I mean?
If you're a opponent comes to the face-off, then
Am I doing a face-off? Amazing. Let's go.
you'll be taller, so you can stand over it. Just get real in their face.
When we picked me mouth guard, we picked the black one.
Actually, whereabouts are you from?
Yeah, so from Melbourne, so northern suburbs of Melbourne, northeastern suburbs of Melbourne. So, yeah, born and bred Melbourne boy. And that's the best part about coming over here, actually. That's the true answer. It's the people that you meet, man. I've met lifelong friends in here, last trip and this trip, do you know what I mean? And they're just people that I've just met on the mat or whatever that have come up and introduced themselves, and they're from crazy parts of the world, do you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm from Melbourne, and I'm, learning to box, and Muhammad, born and bred from Saudi Arabia. He's been here the whole time, you know what I mean? Incredible, man. Like this guy, like we're just from polar thingos, but we've got this mutual thing. He found out I was fighting. This guy's busting my balls because when I hurt my toe in my rib, he'd see me training going, hey, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean? You need a rest, sort of thing. But yeah, it's 100%, it's the people that you meet. It's the people that, in the gym that are passing through in the relationships. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
because
100% makes sense.
Yeah, because like that's what makes it special, I think, because you can put steel on the roof up and hang some bags anywhere in the world, right? It's the people that in the gym, ladies at the front, incredible. There's even a fucking cat called Canelo dude. Who's like, part of the gym, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's cool. It's the people, man.
Yeah, it couldn't be more on brand having a street cat called Canelo.
A street cat called Canelo, man. It's a fucking nice cat. I'm a bit of a cat guy. You are too. Cut it.
Yeah, don't put the cat stuff in there.
No fucking cats here.
All my mates back home hate cats, so they hear that I've got the cats. I think there's something wrong with it. So you went to school in Melbourne?
Yeah, went to school in Melbourne. Went to Parade College, so a Catholic boys' school. Got told my race had been run there in about year 9, and then moved to a different school. And I finished high school, and then sort of went in. I did a trade, so I'm a tradie and shop fitter by trade. And then just had some businesses. I've always sort of been a bit more entrepreneurial, I suppose. I've always had businesses on the side. And then one of them eventually popped, as they do, you know what I mean? Like I've had various success with businesses, but I've got a business now, Little Fish. So we do property out of Melbourne. We do property development, townhouse development. I've got a business partner, shout out Pete, coming over. So me and PK, we've got Little Fish, and with that, and this is how this is bloody grown. It's kind of Pete's fault, right? So what's happened here is I was doing the fight, and then once Pete got wind I was doing the fight, he was like, who's my business partner? He's like, you're doing the fight, I'm coming. So then, so it sort of grew from there, because we have this podcast, the Little Fish podcast, which is about sharing other people's extraordinary stories. And we sit there for the last 3 seasons, 3 years, banging on about you should step off the line, have a go, it's never too late. That's what we try and inspire people to do. And I guess me doing this aligned with that, but it was never set out to do that. It was that just became part of it later once Pete got a bit of a sniff. And now, as you know, Andy, we're live streaming it, and hopefully we're going to inspire some other people to come over and check out the gym. That's the least I can, if there's one thing that comes out of this, for me, I guess, I've rinsed it, like I'm winning. Like whatever happens on Saturday night, it really doesn't matter. Like I said, the journey, I'm winning. Like that's just the stamp on the end. But yeah, hopefully some people see what I've done and might inspire them to throw some hands or just have a crack or do something different, you know what I mean? Because I'm 46 and I have no right to be sitting here, and I am. So yeah, it's never too late. Like that's the thing, and that's what we try and share on the podcast. So that aligned, so we're live streaming it, and it's gotten pretty big.
It's just like a snowball effect. It's just been like tumbleweed.
Yeah, it was meant to just be me and Joe and the kids, and then, you know what, it grew pretty big pretty quick without the podcast, because shout out to, it's crazy, right? Friends and family, when you do something like, because as soon as a few friends and family found out I was doing those book tickets, you know what I mean? They didn't ask questions. They just said, what's the date? If you're fighting in Thailand, I'm coming. So yeah, man, it's incredible to have friends and family, and yeah, it has grown big. But you know what? How you do anything, Andy? It's how you fucking do everything. You know, that's sort of how I get him in, because I live by that. Me and Pete live by that. You know, how you do anything is how you do everything. So it doesn't surprise me that it's grown to this, if that kind of makes sense. And in a way, I kind of manifested it as well. You know what I mean? When you walk around and you think, I wouldn't mind doing that, or this would be amazing. Careful what you wish for, I suppose.